I was sitting here in this chair.
Hello and welcome to the Invincible podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends get to sit around and talk all things Invincible, a comic book by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. On today's episode, we're starting our discussion all about Tech Jacket with Tech Jacket Volumes 1 and 2. And with me to talk all about it is Bill.
Hi.
And TJ.
Hello. You said that in like a very game show host.
Which part?
To see if I had and Ryan Ottley.
I was trying to hurry up so I could get Bill to say something with his mouth full of bagel bite.
Pizza bites.
Bagel bites? You call them pizza bites or bagel bites?
Well, pizza bites are the ones that are in the pocket, I think.
No, those are pizza pockets. Wait,
there's nothing called the pizza bite. Oh wait. No, there is. They're the little burrito, the little pizza burritos where you bite off the corners and blow through it like a
That's
little
what
whistle.
TJ's talking about.
That's a pizza bite.
This
is a bagel bite.
What's a pizza pocket?
But bagel bites
is that a hot pocket
with
but
pizza in it.
But
Okay.
bagel bites don't have pizza in the name. That's okay. That's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
How
there's
do I know
breakfast
if
bagel
you're
bites.
how do I know if you're eating pizza bagel bites?
There's only one kind of bagel bite.
No, I think there's
pizza,
breakfast ones, aren't
pizza,
there?
So then why would they make a whole theme song? Pizza in the evening, pizza in the
Supper
morning,
time.
pizza at supper time.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza.
It's not when pizza or ham and cheese or sausage is on a bagel. It's pizza.
You're right. I don't think I ever realized.
Bagel
suppose
bites,
you're
bagel
right.
bites, bagel
I
bites,
suppose you're
bagel
right.
bites,
I
bagel
looked it
bites.
up. Checks out.
Checks out. Like I said, we are the Invincible Podcast. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can find our podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are, except for Spotify right now. If you listen to us on iTunes, we always appreciate reviews. We read them on the air when we get them. And you can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. TJ, what'd you find?
I found Bagel Bites Bagel Dog Edition. Hot dogs in the morning? Yes, please.
What about hot dogs in the evening,
That
though?
looks gross, though.
No, they look like little wiener dogs that you can...
Yeah, but they look like the ones that you can make that you someone would bring to a picnic.
Yeah, what are they called? The little cocktail
Pigs in a
wieners.
blanket?
Yes, but they're the cocktail wieners.
Yeah, but cocktail weenies or whatever are just that. They don't have the blanket.
Right, but you wrap it in a blanket.
Wrap it in
And
a
what do
blanket.
you get?
Bagel bites, hot dogs.
I was going to say bippy boppy boo, but...
Oh. We also have the Oblivion Song podcast, which for once is not going live the same week as this podcast. This is the first time, right?
It is.
No.
I think it is. I think it is.
I think this is.
I think it
so
is the
we're
first
actually
time. Wait,
so,
the very first episode I don't think did.
It didn't.
Oh, it didn't?
And then the next two did.
I thought it did.
You know what's exciting about that? Is that
What?
we're almost caught up to the
The
trade.
point, I know.
Where
We've
we
got 2
more
finally don't sound like idiots on the podcast, where there's a bunch of people
It
that
was,
are like, they're so dumb.
Xavier, who sent us the comics last episode, was telling us that he's enjoying listening to Oblivion Song as well, but he can't talk to us about it because he read the
How
trade.
does everybody knows? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Devin Barry knows too.
Yeah.
He has one too.
That's all right. So hope that's going to be a really fun episode of the Oblivion Song podcast, because then we can be like, all right, everybody, let the floodgates, release and just tell us everything you've been holding back.
I have new theories, so
Ooh.
we'll save that for Oblivion Song.
Yeah,
if you're listening to Invincible Podcast now, which was released
This Friday, which is
this
tomorrow.
Friday, which is what is that? That is the 8th of June.
We're in June already, yeah.
It will be released next Friday. The Oblivion Song podcast will be released next Friday, which is the
15th.
The 15th.
That's the week that issue comes out. We're excited to talk about it.
Comes out the Wednesday before.
Yep. And I will be leaving a couple days after that to go overseas with my wife on a little vacation.
To Paris.
To Paris. And
I see you doing something just because, you know how Bill and I always talk about, that's Ryan,
Yeah.
like the Ryan things that you do?
Yeah.
Are you going to try and recreate your Invincible page?
No, but I definitely thought about it.
Yeah, you did.
I thought about it, and I even looked at it again. I'm like, there's not really anything to recreate here. I mean, I'm going to take a picture of the Eiffel Tower, that's for sure. But No. I am excited though. That's gonna be fun. I do really want to go into a French comic book store and scope that out and see if I can get some French comic
Aren't you
books.
nervous about the language barrier? I've always been afraid of that.
A little bit, but we're staying with somebody who lives there, and they speak fluent French. And, we know the little things, and when we're not with them, we'll be in a major city that gets a lot of tourism, so we should be all right. But yeah,
Bill,
what
you
I'm
just
getting
touched
at...
my knee.
With my toe.
How was it?
It was interesting.
What I was getting at, though, and the reason why I bring that up is because we're going to have to record our next episode of the Invincible podcast early. We're probably going to be recording, sometime around the 13th, within the next week or so. And we want your feedback for this episode. It's going to be an episode all about the blood and guts in Invincible, the gore, the thing that one of the things that Invincible is known for. We want to know what you think about when you think of the bloodiest moment in Invincible. What was the moment that made you the most shocked, grossed out, couldn't believe it was in there? Let us know. We wanna talk all about that. What do you think about there being gore in the movie? Is it necessary? Is that what makes Invincible invincible? And we just want to talk a little about that, and that'll be our next episode. So
we'll be recording that early, but we're going to be releasing it
normal schedule.
time.
Yep.
So 2 weeks from when this
Right, precisely.
Yeah. So try and get your feedback in sometime by the 13th of June if you want to be on that episode.
So when they announce Zac Efron as Mark,
oh my God,
we're not going to be talking about it.
You guys, if there's crazy news and we have to do something, you guys are going to have to Skype me or something. We'll figure it out. But because there's only E3 between now and next episode, but Comic-Con is going to be within the next month or so. I think is it mid-July? It is. Yes, it is it's like July 19th.
It's usually
like July 19th.
It's usually like the third week of July.
So we got a little bit of time on that. So we're hoping to get something out of that. We'll see. As far as news, nothing really happened. Ottley went to a con. Which con was that?
Was it Heroes Con? No, Heroes Con was Florida. What did he do? I can't remember what con he was at.
Posting images or some sketches from that. That was pretty cool. I'm curious to see how. I'd be curious to know how much his booth presence has changed since being announced for Spider-Man.
I bet not much yet.
No?
I don't know.
You think it's going to change a lot?
I don't know. I think it will change a lot. It will, but I don't.
Judging
think it
by the
has
sketches, the head sketches, there were it seemed like the normal, just a bunch of random stuff, and then
still a lot of Invincible, a little bit of Spider-Man.
There was more Spider-Man than normal, though. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but definitely still some Invincible ones that were cool.
How many issues of Spider-Man were released?
There's still only
Just
that
the
free
one.
one.
It's
Yep.
just a free comic book game.
And the next one's later this month. Oh, it's July. Damn it! Why is it so far away?
Everything is July.
But yeah, so like I said earlier in the episode, this episode is going to be all about Tech Jacket, though. We're going to be talking about Tech Jacket Volumes 1 and 2. We didn't want to do all 4 in one, episode because that's a lot. So that's volumes, the trade paperback Volume 1, which is The Boy from Earth, and Volume 2, Liftoff. We're going to be talking about them in chronological order, meaning between Volume 1 and 2. I want to talk about some of Tech Jacket's appearances in Invincible and what happened when Tech Jacket was canceled and brought back and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to jump right into it. Tech Jacket, Issue 1, came out in November of 2002. Invincible #1 came out in January of 2003. So this came out before Invincible. Within Volume 1, which is all we're going to be talking about for a little bit now, within Volume 1, it has 5 issues. That last issue of Tech Jacket came out the same month as Invincible issue 4. Just to get you guys the frame of mind, that was May 2003. Just to kind of put a little bit of a timeline out there for you guys. Just Volume 1. We're just going to talk about Volume 1. What did you guys think?
I love Tech Jacket.
Yeah, so leading into this, I had never read it at all. Bill, you had read it, the entire thing.
And this was me rereading it again. So, and it's been a while since I've read it.
And TJ, what is your experience with reading in Tech Jacket?
The first volume I read years ago and remembered nothing of it.
Okay.
I remembered bits and pieces as I reread it. So the last 2 recaps that we've done was Guarding the Globe and Invincible Universe. Coming off of that
No, and capes.
and Capes.
Don't forget Capes.
And Capes. The last
Tie-ins,
3 we did.
yeah.
Coming off of those 3, I really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, just because I think that
Yeah.
this is so far above and beyond all those.
Which is so funny because this is literally before
Yeah.
All
everything.
of them. All of them.
Like this is one of the first things he's ever done.
Tech Jacket is before Capes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this was really good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
I
it
didn't
a
like-
whole lot.
I loved it in comparison to that.
just-
with it being alone, like I did really thoroughly enjoy
It
it.
was just fun.
Yeah.
Like it was just
Do you know
Mindless. It was
Yeah.
just.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I guess it was kind of mindless. Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me so much of like the tone of like this, the same kind of tone, the same amount of action with comedy. Batman Beyond.
all right.
Like tonally wise, because like Batman the animated series was kind of like more mature, more story driven, not really a lot of action, and then
And one thing I really liked about it, especially Volume 1, was it didn't seem to be afraid to be like, here's a whole page where very little happens, or here's 3 pages of just cool action. You know what I mean? Like here's a couple scenes of them walking around at the school. Like it felt very like
lighthearted
lighthearted,
Yeah.
and it wasn't packed with like a bunch of just
comic book stuff.
stuff that you like fluff. It didn't feel fluffed out. But yeah, before we get too much further, obviously written by Robert Kirkman, but also lettered by Robert Kirkman. As we know, like from Capes and early things, that he actually did all the lettering himself.
Really?
Yep.
Didn't Russ Wooten do?
He came on afterwards.
He
Yep.
came on afterwards.
Yep, after Volume 1. So the first 5 issues were released and were done by, penciled and inked by E.J. Sue, colored by, though the first issue was colored by Val Staples, who I remember did Brit, at least some of the early Brit
Very
comics.
similar. Yeah.
And then issues 2 through 6 were colored by Ron Riley. And I was mistaken, it's 6 issues. The first volume was 6 issues. So yeah. I think you were reading some of it too, I think, Bill. Kirkman chose to end Tech Jacket because it was selling poorly. In the back of this, he actually said that sales picked up after issues like 2 and 3, were actually keeping pace with Invincible for a while, but they started to drop off dramatically, from what I gathered. And Kirkman chose to end it, hoping that he would get to revisit it someday, and just end it.
Yeah,
That was it.
he said that the sales were so low that Image just could have pulled the plug whenever they wanted.
Exactly.
To.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be mid-story, mid-arc,
Yep.
and kind of be like, oh well, shit, now we can't finish what we started. So he ended it in a way that was kind of
There's still, but
there's
it was
literally no loose threads at the end of it. It's just
like
he's Tech Jacket.
big loose threads. Like
Yeah.
there's just the little stuff, but
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, so he chose to end it there, which I thought was a good call. So yeah, issue 1. We don't have to go super slow into what we talk about, but it's kind of a Green Lantern.
It is.
It is Green Lantern.
Extremely Green
Right?
Lantern. It's
Yeah.
almost the exact
Green Lantern,
origin.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
So this a ship crash lands, the Geldarians. We introduced to them, and
They kind of look like Power Rangers. They're all
they
different
do
colors.
kind of.
Or Beetleborg.
You know what?
you're
I went
right.
with
They
Power
do-
Rangers
they do
because
look like-
I feel like more people, but I swear I thought Beetleborgs first.
They look just like Beetleborg.
They
The
do
blue one with the
exactly like
helmet, right?
Beetleborg.
And
Yeah.
the wings, like the blue one on this page has the wings
Oh,
out.
yeah. Yep. Early incarnations of Tech Jacket is definitely like, oh,
God,
okay.
I really like the orange and brown one too.
2001
I forgot his name.
or 2000 what?
This
Two?
was
2002.
2002.
or was that after Beetleborgs?
Yeah,
Definitely
Beetleborg
after
was
Beetleborg.
90s,
It was
bro.
90s.
Oh, it's weird to think that 1998 was 2 decades ago.
Yeah, it's nauseating.
Yeah.
So we get introduced to the Galdarians, which is a technologically advanced race
Yes. Oh my God, I
and-
love
But they're
this.
complacent.
Oh, that was one of the best. That was the moment when I was reading this that I'm like, okay, this is Kirkman like esque writing, where it's this species is like you said, TJ. They're complacent. They've grown weak
It
and
reminds me
frail.
of what's that robot movie you love that's terrible?
AI.
No, Wall-E.
Oh yeah,
Wally,
is
where
bad.
it's like it's.
But the opposite. Instead of getting fat and comfortable, they're weak and frail. Like
And they want to
yeah.
fix that, so they make these tech jackets that are robot suits that make them stronger.
They're attached at birth, and they grow with them, learn with them. They can translate, alien languages.
They clean you.
They clean you. It never comes off. So
Yep.
ever comes off. The process is extremely painful and could kill you. So they can come off, but they don't do it.
Yeah.
They don't take it off.
The cool thing about the tech jacket, though, is that it only goes by, like, the strength of it only goes by how strong the being is inside of the tech jacket. So someone like me wearing a tech jacket would have a certain amount of strength, but then you put The Rock in the same
knew you were gonna say
fucking...
The Rock.
You gotta go with The Rock. Come on.
Yeah.
You put The Rock in the same exact tech jacket, he's gonna be... The suit's gonna
Exponentially
be...
more
The suit is
powerful.
gonna be way more powerful.
Not way more.
Significantly
I think
more.
it's
significant-
incremental.
Yeah.
No, it's incremental. It's like the difference between you and The Rock, who are human beings. One's much, much, much stronger and much more attractive,
Well...
mind you,
it's
than the first one.
Perception.
But it would be like the difference between you and Superman being in a fucking tech jacket.
no,
That's the difference between the Galdarians and Zack.
No, I disagree.
I think that the Galdarians are very, very frail. So there's a big difference between Zack wearing the tech jacket and them. But the difference between Zack and The Rock wearing the tech jacket isn't as big as Zack and the Galdarians.
It would be like
there's
human.
a bigger
It'd be any human wearing it.
Yeah, any human would be roughly the same as Zack. But the stronger the person, the more powerful it would become. Yeah, that's all. I think we agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite things about this. I really like the fact that the Galdarians are that race of complacent creatures.
Yeah. That are warring with, what are they called? The Kesh?
The Kresh.
Kresh. Which are just and they're attacking them for no reason. So the whole beginning of this is they're on a scout ship, which is no weapons. They're going to look for allies against this war. And the Kesh are, this is really cool.
Crash.
The Kresh are gaseous.
Yeah.
They're made of gas, but only when they're off of their home planet, because their home planet is so dense.
Oh, I don't remember reading that part.
Yeah, they're...
Oh, maybe that's not yet.
no.
But anyways, we
No,
know
no,
they're made
no,
out
no,
of
it
gas.
is.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
No,
It's-
no.
It's in the beginning of Volume 2 where he's recapping what they are.
Okay. I knew they were made of gas.
They're
Yeah.
but only when they're in that suit, because their home planet
That's
is
cool.
so large and the gravity is so heavy that when they're on their planet,
They're
they're a
compact?
solid.
What?
They're a solid, but then when they're off of it, they destroyed it.
I missed that. That's so
They're-
cool.
they're
I
gas.
don't know if they went into that much detail.
Either way,
They did.
But they definitely
Yeah.
talked about them being gaseous.
yeah,
Yeah, they did.
that's so cool. I like that.
So the ship gets attacked, and there's actually different types of tech jackets, which is important too. So, tech jacket. The Galdarian that gives his tech jacket to Zack, that is that's a battle type.
Okay.
And the other two, he
The
said,
orange and blue
yeah,
one.
he said, you guys, your tech jackets aren't as powerful as mine.
Oh yeah.
So that's why he went out and tried
Yeah,
to save
this was
the
like
ship.
they sacrificed themselves, right?
They crash landed on Earth.
Yeah. Well, the one in the blue tech jacket or the normal gray tech jacket that we know, he crash landed on Earth, and that's when we get to meet our hero of the story, Zack.
Zack, what's his last name?
Ah.
Thompson.
Thompson?
It
Zach
is.
Thompson?
Is it Thompson?
Yeah,
no.
Zach Thompson.
Is it Thompson?
Zach Thompson
No.
sounds
It's
right.
Zach Thompson.
I think it's
Sam,
Zach
it's
Thompson.
Sammy Swanson?
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
I was way off.
Samsonite. Yeah.
High school student.
Yep. In a school that looks very similar to Reginald Vell Johnson from the
They
outside.
all look like, that's just a school, bro.
I know, but it looks similar. I was looking for Easter eggs. That's not really one, but it's pretty close.
No, that's just a school.
All right. Just saying. Looks like Reginald Vell Johnson.
So this kind of pisses me off. So Zack goes to meet this girl outside of school to walk her home, and then the girl is like, "Oh, he has a car, so I don't want to bother you. I'll just drive home with him." And he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah.
And then walks home sad, and that's when he's walking home, as fate so has it, he sees the Galdarian space. Oh no, not yet.
Oh, well, he visits his dad at his shop
yep.
first. And that's when we find out that his dad owes some people some money. Which, as far as Volume 1 goes, we never found out why he owes them money, right? He just borrowed some money from a bad dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took a loan out 2 years ago to keep this place above water.
Yeah.
Is what this guy says.
Okay.
In volume, like right here in volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he
So these
clearly
guys
took
come
it
in and
out to keep his.
These thugs come in and they take a hammer to his hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
And this is the first time he's ever like they haven't. This is the first time they've
Visited.
come to like let him know
Come to collect.
we're fucking. We want your money, bitch.
Yeah.
So and Zach didn't know about it either, and they
He promised to keep it a secret,
from the mom.
But yeah, so after that is when Zach is walking home when the Galdarian ship crash lands. Well, crashes, right?
This is important. I kind of want to talk about this because inconsistencies in science that is created in the thing that you're reading really bothers me, like Ant-Man. We've talked about that before. Mm-hmm. So there's a part where I think his name is Kanda.
Kanda.
Oh no, that's the other
That's
Galdarian.
the guy later
Yeah.
on.
Mm-hmm.
So the Galdarian.
We don't know the one that's sacrificing himself right now,
the
right?
Galdarian that
You're gonna bring up something that I was going to bring up, but if you're gonna bring it up, you should wait till volume 2. But go ahead.
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
All right, go ahead.
Because there's a panel where the Galdarian is primary and secondary batteries at 100%, emergency charge successful. So he had to charge his tech jacket. However, the tech jacket explains to Zach and everyone, the Galdarians explain to him that every single minute little thing that you do in your body, the little muscle movements that you do, charges your tech jacket. It powers your tech jacket. Mm-hmm. So it's just weird to me that and maybe he just depleted it too fast to where like him going like running in place wouldn't charge it.
Yeah.
To where he needed to, you know.
So you just don't like the idea of it having to charge?
There are other things that happen further in the series that really, really bother me.
I think that
wasn't what I was going to say.
It can charge.
I'll bring it up later.
Doesn't it? Can't it charge itself and every movement charge it? It's almost like
obviously it can because he needed to charge it by emergency to then like what he did is he strapped his suit onto the front of the hull of the ship to kind of steer it into Earth's atmosphere, which is where Zach sees it crash land.
This is like
exactly
the origin story.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Green Lantern.
Well, except for the fact
he's
that
like
except
a
for the fact
galactic
that,
hero. Like
I think there's a big difference in the fact that Zach was about to die because the ship was blowing up because humans can't find Galdarian technology. They want to keep it, out of out of human hands, right?
Any alien species that is not as developed as them.
Yeah, so they were keeping it out of our hands. So the ship was going to self-destruct. So Zach was going to die. This wasn't an alien that says, "Here, you are now the keeper of this ring, or this vest." Like didn't the jacket? Did he? No, he sent the jacket onto him, right? Mm-hmm. Willingly. Like it's not like the jacket had a mind of its own. Like
you said it's the only way.
He initiated some sort of emergency protocol.
Yeah, because he was going to die anyways. He released the jacket onto Zach, and there was an explosion, but Zach survived because he was wearing the tech jacket. Right?
That is right. And that is how issue 1 ends.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was a very, very solid issue 1. We don't have to do this for every issue, but for an issue 1, we got everything we needed. You know what I mean? Like, picture end of Invincible 1. You know what I mean? He's in the suit. You know what I mean? Like, you get to meet main characters. You see his dad. You get drama between that. You get a feel for the Galdarians. They're fighting the Kresh. Like, you go to the high school. Like, we got a lot in that issue. Mm-hmm. I really like it.
But it still managed to be very lighthearted.
Yeah, it didn't feel packed.
Which I'm trying to compare it to, like, issue 1 and 2 when, like, the first... What's mind-numbingly hard to grasp is how this undersold Invincible.
I don't think so. Do
you think that the first volume that you just read is better or worse than volume 1 of Invincible?
Volume 1? Mm-hmm. As a whole volume, that's tough. I don't know.
Hold on a second.
I don't know. Because not a lot happens in volume 1 of this. I think volume 2...
Yes, it does.
Volume 2 of this is better than volume 2. Even that, I don't know.
Here's the first trade for Invincible. It's him fighting Titan, getting the suit, the reveal, Nolan explaining who he is, meeting the teen team, the bombs blowing up. Yeah, this is everything, him quitting his job, going to the college, fighting the Flaxons. It's the bomb. It's the Scooby-Doo adventure. Finding out like the teacher is the one.
I'm not
that did
being.
it.
I mean, I understand. Like
Oh,
this
the
is
fight
the
with
Invincible
Alan.
podcast. Without being by, with his dad playing catch and
No,
stuff.
I mean it is really good.
Volume 1 definitely of Invincible.
But this is really good.
Really?
Absolutely.
And that's just preference though, because this is tighter. This is tighter, and I think this
yeah.
is a little bit more like it's not as heavy. Like the first volume of Invincible has. We just flipped through it. It has a lot going on, a lot of storylines, a lot of characters. It's very dense. This
Multiple
is not.
villains.
Yeah, this is not dense at all. It's very easy to swallow. It's light. I like it a lot.
But not in a bad way.
No,
what
not
she
at
said.
all.
Not in a bad way that's like, ooh, that doesn't make for a good comic book, because once you guys see, especially in the later 2 volumes, it gets very comic booky.
Yeah.
Because they need to expand on the universe and stuff.
Yeah.
So issue 2
So issue 2.
actually starts on Galdaria. With the Elder, and they're saying that the scout ship was lost and that all the 3 Galdarians that were on it died. However, the tech jacket
Is active.
reactivated after the explosion.
So they need to go find this guy that they think stole the tech jacket.
Yeah, they
They think that Zach, or a being, killed
The
their
where
person, the Galdarian, and
that
stole the
potentially
jacket.
survived the crash and then stole it.
And then it goes to
and then the crash attack.
Zach
That's
Zach at school, and he's trying to pull it off, but he can't. He's kind of realizing that it's a part of him now. It talks to him for the first time.
Here, this is I just love this. I don't know why I like this comic so much, but him just being in school, in the bathroom, like just kind of huffing and puffing, trying to get it off, and then it talking to him. Removal is not permitted. Vulnerability increase 1,000%. Survival odds decrease 500%. Executive Decree 574-3 deemed removal forbidden. And then it says you answer questions, and then
Inquiries dictate replies.
yeah, it's just,
I love that.
It's so. I mean, the tech jacket never kind of gets a personality, so it's not that kind of relationship, but it's just very cool. So his buddy walks in, and they leave school, and he doesn't find anything out, but then he goes back to his dad's work.
Where the guys show up again.
And like beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like,
Which, what is it? Super Patriot is on the calendar in the corner.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that.
Little Easter egg for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which was a Kirkman Cory Walker joint before this.
so Zach comes out, and
His tentacles shoot out from his hands, which he didn't even know he had. And
Yeah, it was
he
just one of
says,
those
"Don't touch 'em,"
rage moments where he
Yeah.
just
and
instinctively
takes
did
them
it.
all out immediately.
right. So that goes back to Galdaria, and it's talking about the politics and how they deem it important to go and find out who took the tech jacket because it's too powerful of a weapon. But this is this is the part that at night Zach's sleeping in his clothes, and it says commence host
This
maintenance.
was funny.
And he's like, "What are you doing?" And then host maintenance meeting daily scheduled requirement: the removal and destruction of host's daily accumulated germs and bacteria.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, sweet, never have to take a shower again." Like this set a age for Tech Jacket to me. This set it as he is.
What do you mean? Wouldn't you be
pretty
excited
young.
about never having to do that ever again?
Yeah, I guess
But not as excited
I mean,
as
it-
a fucking, like,
exactly.
12-year-old
Like I don't
boy.
mind showers.
He's
I mean,
not
I'm
12. He's in high school.
he does seem a
no,
little
I'm
younger
not saying
here than
him. I'm saying what we feel like this comic
Yeah.
is targeting.
I view him as younger high school though. I don't think of him as like a senior. I view him as like a freshman. Like I think of him as pretty young, especially when it comes to his flirting tactics and everything
Yeah.
like that. Like he is pretty young.
Yeah.
Then it goes to...
But obviously his dad saw what
Yeah.
happened, and so
they
okay.
talk-
Go ahead, Bill. Every time I would get to these kind of moments, I knew you'd love this.
What? Just
Everything
their
with his
relationship?
dad.
I
It's one of the best things
love
about
it.
this comic.
It's the
his
best
dad
thing about it.
is one of the... Yeah, he's the best character.
He's just a very like hip, but not trying to be hip.
Oh, but he is.
But
That's
he
the
is
thing.
trying
He's
to be
trying, but he's not. He's not coming across as like stupid.
Right.
He just wants to be cool with his
Well,
son.
I think that he's not trying to be cool. He's a young dad that's kind of out of his environment. So it'd be like me right now. Like I think that I'm always going to be a cool dad. But in 15 years or in 10 years, there's going to be new slang and stuff like that I don't understand. So I'm going to say dude and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
It's just
and just like testing. So they're in the backyard testing out his powers. How far can he shoot out the tentacles? And he goes really far back, and it turns out he has like a laser beam that
oh
shoots.
my god, that was funny. Yeah, they keep going back further and further to see how long the tentacles go, and then eventually it goes too far and it turns into a laser and just destroys everything.
Then it goes back to school, and the girl that kind of ditched him for the car, she comes up and apologizes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no sweat," and then just walks away, and
I'm
she
too
gets all
busy.
mad
Yeah.
because she wanted attention.
Is that kind of the end of that?
Yeah.
Which
No, they touch back on
Do
it
they touch
again.
back to her again?
Not to her.
Okay.
But I mean, later on,
Yeah.
he comes back and he plays into a story,
Oh, you're right.
which we'll get to.
Yeah. Then you get the cliche, let's see what this suit can
The
do.
Spider-Man on the bridge or on the buildings, learning
Billboards.
how to use his abilities.
So he runs and jumps really high, and then he gets like a machine gun on his arm, and then a tree is about to fall on him, and then the Jack Jacket full armor comes on, the Beetleborg.
Which is sweet. I love it. It looks so cool.
And then he gets a blast in the back. And the last page of the issue is the Geldarians have arrived in their tech jackets, and they say, "Your presence is required, villain."
But yeah, this orange one with the more squat helmet, the blue one with like the big wing spikes things, green one, yeah, they totally look like Beetleborgs.
Now think about all that's happened in 2 issues. His father knows that he's Tech Jacket.
But it's a very linear story.
That's true. But he's also that's true. There's not like what's the government doing and what's this person over here doing.
What's this crime lord? Like what's the
this
parents?
doing?
Yeah.
It's like, but
we're not seeing his mom while he's doing this. We're not seeing his dad while he's doing this.
I like this kind of story.
It's all his point of view.
I flew through this comic, but in a good way.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep reading it. So, anyways, and then you get the Galdarians. So, in issue 3 starts with him getting tased.
These covers are awesome too, by the way.
Taken.
Don't the covers look like? I mean, are they colored pencil?
This looks like the cover of like a porno magazine. Am I wrong?
I mean,
the heat, and he looks like
He's tied up.
He's like handcuffed to the wall.
Jeez.
Well, it's how issue 3 starts, and he's as Zach.
He gets captured by the Geldarians, and they take him prisoner, and then
aboard their spaceship, and he wakes up to the sound of an explosion, and
the crash,
and it's the crash blowing a hole in his ship. So it's not like he sees that he's going onto a spaceship. He realizes he's on a spaceship because the wall is blown out, and he's suddenly awake and getting sucked into space.
Love this part. I like the little 2 panels of like him like what, and then choom, and then it just being a hole, and then him being in the tech jacket.
And then the other tech jacket guy just being like, here you go. I'm gonna handcuff you with this like booster basically, and it's gonna take you there. Peace. And he's like not telling him anything.
Yeah.
And then the handcuffs get blasted, and he kind of like looks back and realizes he's free. He can run away, but then he realizes like,
can you imagine
shit, they're my way
instantly
home.
being in space? Like 1 second you're in the woods, and then the next
pretty
second you're
good.
in space.
I mean,
yeah, you are. But yeah, I would totally be freaking out.
I would be freaking out. I would absolutely be freaking out. So
there's a crash attack on
automatically.
The ship,
like all the 3 other Galdarians are fighting like one-on-one with these Crash, and then Zach comes along.
And they're struggling.
Yeah, and they're struggling, and he just grabs a bunch of them and slams them together, and throws more into the actual ship and blows up the ship. So he single-handedly defeated all of the Crash plus their ship by himself.
Yeah, this is a good time to take a moment. And what do you think of E.J. Sue's art?
I really like it, and I think his progresses even more in the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this is new art, right?
Well, this is
Kari Randolph takes over and midway through the second volume.
Well, yeah,
and his
volume 2 is
amazing.
split up, but the first 2 issues in volume 2 are E.J. Sue.
I really like E.J. Sue's.
His art seems shinier or crisper.
Mm-hmm. And you're not looking at Kari, sorry. But no, you're right. It is. Yeah. That could be the colorist though. I'm not sure if the colorist was the same. I don't think it is. Ron Riley. Did Ron Riley do the coloring in volume 1? Looking. Oh, it is. It is the same colors too, but it is years apart. I will say that, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the end of this issue.
What?
E.J. Sue doing the 2 issues in the next volume is years from this volume because remember this.
I thought you meant what we're reading right now.
No.
Years apart.
But no, I really liked his artwork a lot. It definitely had a little bit of an anime style to it, especially the things on Earth. When like I always think of his friend, his buddy.
Yeah.
Like their expressions were definitely more anime style.
So he rips all these guys apart with no problem, and the Geldarians are like shocked because Zach is the only other being that's ever been in a tech jacket other than a Galdarian.
Yeah, not only did
so
they...
he ripped them apart, and they're like, no other person should ever have this kind of strength.
And not only that, but he just saved their life. I mean, they assumed he was a villain a minute ago.
So they say, much is unclear to me now. The outcome of your trial is, included. So he has to go on trial. He still has to go on trial at Galdaria.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, because you kind of saved our lives here, we'll basically put in a good word for you.
Yeah. So that's it. We now get to go to Galdaria, in which Zach meets the Emperor.
This is where we get a history of the tech jacket.
Yeah. And he's pardoned. And why does he choose to stay? What happens here?
They ask him to help.
To just stay and help?
Yeah,
fight the
they ask
crash.
him to help fight the crash because they're going to destroy the planet, and he's essentially their only hope.
Yeah, and Kanda. Yeah, we learned his name is Kanda, is the orange and yellow tech jacket guy. But we got all the training. We learned more about the... Oh, Bill, this is the moment. Yeah, during the training we talked about the crash. The crash homeworld had a very dense atmosphere and an extremely high gravitational ratio. When their world was destroyed by their own misuse, they were forced to design containment suits because they would naturally exist in gas form outside of their own environment.
Isn't that really cool?
That's so cool.
That's a very cool Kirkman-y, like...
And it's also interesting because we don't know what they actually look like
Yeah.
underneath those suits, which is pretty neat. Because of this, there are many weak points in their armor. So they are pretty weak. But yeah. And I like how this teacher teaching, it looks like she has a tech jacket that is very different than the type of tech jacket. Like earlier we were talking about that there's different types of them.
Well, I'll go back 3 or 4 pages, and so the Emperor is saying they're attached to us at birth, they grow and mature with us, they specialize and learn as we do so they can better aid us in our day-to-day activities.
Mm-hmm.
They enhance our speed and strength. A warrior's tech jacket like the one you possess is specialized in the art of battle. So that's why tech jacket, has all these cannons and stuff like that. And while, to your point, Ryan, the teacher's has a lot of pointers that come off. And apparently an iPad of some kind in her hand, too.
Yeah.
But obviously, so Zach is what, like 2 feet taller than it looks like the tallest Galdarian.
Mm-hmm.
And this Galdarian says, as you are all aware, your tech jacket are fueled by many sources. But one of them is the kinetic energy produced by the twitching of your muscles. The denser and more naturally strong your muscles are, the more your tech jacket will be able to lift, the stronger and more efficient a warrior you will be. That is why I'm here to show you the proper, most efficient way to increase your mass muscle. So I guess to my point, that just shows like it can charge that way, like it can power it, but it also is what makes it so strong, but it doesn't there are many ways to charge the tech jacket, he says, or fuel the tech jacket. And Zach ends up breaking the lifting the training.
In a machine similar to Invincible testing his strength for the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
More training.
A lot more information too. That's really cool information. Like he says that you don't have to aim. Like you just have to kind of guess where your target is going to be and let the tech jacket do the rest of the work. Mm-hmm. So you're just literally kind of barely controlling the tech jacket.
Yeah.
So he says, I think you're ready, and then they kind of plan on going into battle.
They go into their first mission, which is to protect this moon base that's under attack by the crash. Zach goes, we get some amazing fight scenes.
Amazing.
It's so cool. The way he's using the tech jacket, wrapping the tentacles around a large group of crash, throwing them, into space, blasting them, using everything.
Easy. There's no threat here at all.
Yeah, he's just doing nothing.
This is a war the battle that's been raging on for a while, and they're having
hundreds of years.
And he just mopped it up.
This is one battle. This isn't the war. This is one battle.
But he ends the war, basically. Or
he does end the war.
And then a very important thing that happens is afterwards at the awards ceremony, he catches the eye of the princess.
Lee. L-I.
L-I. Yep. And she's kind of looking at him.
Lynn.
Oh, Lynn. L-I-N.
L-I.
Yes, L-I-N.
And, she wishes him luck on his next mission, kisses him on the cheek.
I would date her.
Yeah.
I would date the shit out of her.
Yeah. And they, then the Emperor and some general sent him on a really big mission,
The
right?
final mission.
Like it's is he going to like their base?
Yeah, he's going to their home world.
Well, it's not the home world, but their home base because they
Yeah.
said the home world was destroyed.
Yeah.
This is a cool page.
They teleport him.
Just the way that looks.
to-
Yeah.
It looks badass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he goes through the portal.
Yeah.
Mhm. And he's immediately surrounded, and that's how issue 3 ends.
Are all portals green? Like, why are
No,
portals
some are
always
blue.
green?
They are always green.
No,
No,
some
like-
are blue.
Rick and Morty,
Rick and Morty's are green.
green.
Rick and Morty's are green. Angstrom Levy's are green. This portal right now is green. I think
What?
majority of the time is green.
Cecil's
But
are yellow.
that's a teleporter.
No, that's the
Yeah,
same
it's a
thing.
portal.
It's
You're
the
right.
same thing.
It's
And
a
Tech
doorway.
Jackets is blue.
Tech jackets.
Yeah, at the end of.
Oh yeah, he
Did I
does
go
have
too
one.
far?
Yeah,
He has one that
no,
zips him up
to go up to his base. Yeah. Yeah,
So they ambush him. It was
So,
kind
yeah.
of a trap.
which does look sick. Yeah, he goes onto their base and he's ambushed. So
And he does a very.
And yet still, he kind of does it with ease, like a little bit. Like he has some trouble.
issue 4 starts with him, destroying
Well,
him.
they essentially do the baby Viltrumite thing where they just hoard together into one mass and like shove him through a wall.
Which that's an amazing page. Like
Yeah.
all you see is his arm sticking out because there's so many of them.
But he ends up in like a giant reactor room, and he lands and he says, "Oh, it looks like this is the only chance I'm gonna get. Better make it count." And he like crouches over and just like a dozen guns come out from every single angle of him.
And he like explodes that whole,
It's a
the
ship.
whole ship.
It's
Oh, it is a ship.
yeah.
Yep.
The whole Pacific plate.
Yeah, the whole thing. Well, the whole ship blows up, and then he's just like floating in
He's
space.
chilling.
Yeah.
How do I get home now? And then the suit just takes over and
His
says,
engine's engaged.
returning to Galdaria.
Yep. Look at this splash page. That's awesome. So he arrives to Galdaria. It's under attack. So was that what happened there?
like a- it was a
diversion
distraction.
almost?
The Galdarians thought that was like the mothership, like that was the last of their.
Mm-hmm.
But they even said that there were a few stragglers that came to Galdaria and to make a last ditch effort.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, you know what? They never really explain why they're warring, do they? Do you remember?
They don't. And the reason why I know that they don't is because this whole time I was thinking, what if the Kresh were the good guys?
The Kresh are invading Galdaria. That's all we know.
Yeah.
But more on that later.
Oh, you found something?
Maybe.
Oh, Ryan.
I
Ryan.
feel like Galdarian, we know that from something, don't we?
I mean, it's brought up a couple times. Yeah.
They're-
I know I've
Invincible.
heard that before.
Oh, yeah.
They're in Invincible.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
yeah.
Like when?
Like all the time.
We're gonna talk about it in
then,
this issue.
So then Tech Jacket does some,
He does the Kirkman thing and flies through the ship.
which then
I
crashes
mean, I guess
into
isn't
another
necessarily
ship,
a Kirkman thing, but
flies through another ship, and then, oh, this is sad.
oh, it was what's his name? Kenan?
No,
Kanan's family? Is that not yet?
No, that's not them.
Okay.
That's in the second volume. So
Oh, you're right.
a bunch of Kresh are just on the ground pulverizing Galdarians, and they actually kill
Yeah, this a boulder falls and crushes this woman and child.
and her baby.
Yeah, in a very Laurie-esque moment.
I was waiting for like Tech Jacket to save him, and I'm like, I had to keep going back and forth. I'm like, wait, he didn't.
He didn't.
Fucking
You just
save
see,
him.
you see his reaction to
Yeah.
not saving them,
Yeah.
and he snaps. Amazing moment where he goes all crazy. Oh yeah, and then the Emperor has to come up to him and like tell him to stop, like it's over. Yeah, because he goes nuts and kills them all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the Emperor declares that it is in fact over now.
Especially here, I kept thinking, like, these guys are the bad guys.
That would be a really crazy twist.
That would be nuts.
Yeah.
And then, every time he, like, killed somebody, you'd think I was expecting, like, a scene where he's like, I killed so many innocent people that were just trying to, like, stop these evil Galdarians.
Mm-hmm.
That obviously ended up not being the case. But, yeah. I always thought that the whole time reading this, that was my mindset.
Yeah. And then finally, it's time to send Zach home. So the Galdarians give him a ship. He has a longing look back at Lynn.
Lynn.
L-I-N. And he flies back home. So how long was he gone for? I know they say it.
They talk about it months.
It's months.
Yeah,
it's
because
like
his
maybe,
father packed up and left after a week or so. And
he
then
might
they
have been
kinda-
gone for 2 to 3 months
Yeah.
or so, right?
Yeah,
But this issue ends with him going home and his house is empty.
I loved it.
Like,
I loved it.
how do you not keep reading after that?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. Did you like that, TJ?
Yeah.
Him going home, the house being empty.
Yeah.
Issue 5 picks up right where he left off. He's home. The house is empty. And a realtor? Yeah, comes up to the house and says
what are you
that,
doing here?
oh, they disappeared 6 months ago. He was gone for 6 months.
Wow. Oh, yeah, 6 months.
But yeah, he goes back to his school. His friend, what was his name again? I think he says it. David, the big guy.
Mm-hmm.
His name's David.
And he's like, oh, I guess the rumors are true. You were so heartbroken over what's her name.
That's right, yeah.
That wouldn't let you walk her home, so you just disappeared. And he's like, yeah, that's it.
No,
that's
you went
what
to
happened.
he said that everybody said you went to a
private
place
school.
for troubled teens.
Yeah.
That he was so broken up over it. Yeah. He ends up revealing to David, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I guess he doesn't. Oh, but he says
he didn't want anyone
Yeah.
to know that he was back.
that's what it was. I knew there was a secret he had to keep. It was that he didn't want. Yeah, he because David's mom walked in and everything like that, and he disappeared.
Yep. So he goes home and he's
No, he goes to
the store.
the hardware store.
Hammer Time
Tool.
Hammer Time Tools, which
And
is
he's-
absolutely something his dad would name his shop.
He's just sleeping on a cot, and two of the guys come in that his dad owed money, and they're kind of going through some stuff.
Because they're looking for any evidence that their boss ever worked for him, right?
Right. Helped give him a loan.
Yeah,
It was a loan
yeah.
shark, because then once the foreclosure comes through, then they're going to find connections and, all
How
that stuff.
cool was this panel of Zach armoring up? Because it's like a 3-page panel. It's one of those things that it looks like a repeating panel, but it's the same pose, but every panel there's a little bit more suit on him.
And he keeps just beating the shit out of them, like, each time.
Mm-hmm. And as it's building onto him, it's hitting them.
And then it ends with him looking very alien-like and says, "Take me to your leader." Or it doesn't end there, but
So they do. They take him to a big corporation, to some guy, some loan shark guy that is never heard from again.
I loved this. Zach goes in there, he freaks out, he armors up, holds him outside of the window of this 50-story building, and he thinks that he did something to his dad. And this loan shark guy's like, no, I swear, we had nothing to do with it. And then Zach said, You
said we've been looking for him.
Yeah.
I probably would have killed him if I had found him, but I
him.
never found him. And he's
Yeah.
like, you're lying, you killed him. And he's like, he kind of convinces
He's
him
like,
that
yeah, and he
he's
says
still
that he'll
alive.
never. He's like, tell your dad his debt's
debt is
due.
paid.
Yeah, it's done.
Like-
And he meant it, too.
Yeah.
Because even when he left, he was like, no, I don't want to see that
Yeah,
guy ever again.
His goons were like, so are we gonna go after him or what? And he's like, no, fuck that.
Like,
Did you
I
see
said
what
was
just
real.
happened?
Yeah.
I love
never
that.
wanna see any of them again.
That never happens. I love that was just buttoned up and it was just like, there you go. That's
And then we get a really cool Superman-esque panel, full page.
You're right. That is kind
of him floating over Earth, saying, "Mom, Dad, where'd you go?"
Mm-hmm.
And then he has an epiphany.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Issue
Where did
6,
you come from,
which
Cotton Eye Joe?
issue 6 is the final issue in Volume 1. This is the final issue that Kirkman wrote, the final issue that was released when Kirkman decided to end it. So for a while, this was all we had. So he has the realization.
It's just so surprising to me. I
Yeah.
still can't get over it.
Yeah. He has the realization that they were at his
Uncle?
like his uncle's cabin or his father-in-law's cabin or something like that, grandfather's cabin, which is probably something he probably should have thought about a little sooner, but maybe they don't go that often. I don't know. If your parents still had your cabin
Yeah.
and they weren't home, like,
I honestly wouldn't have thought that.
you don't think you would think that?
I think I would have realized it, but not right away.
Maybe,
Yeah.
you know what? I would have probably gone to other relatives' houses, like my sisters, my
You're right.
uncle,
They don't really-
grandpa. Like I would go to them. Hey, did you see Mom and Dad? Where are they?
Yeah. I guess we have to assume that he doesn't have any immediate family to
Maybe.
go to, but...
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah, his dad's just chilling. Who he
Bleached his
bleached
hair.
his tips.
Yeah, bleached his tips so he could. But
He could be in disguise.
yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't his wife say at some point say like they could still see your face because he? Yeah. No, I think that's later, but.
So he runs
so
up,
funny.
you know, he's surprised to see his son. His mom's not there. His mom's away grocery shopping. But they kind of sit down. Like, they obviously give each other big hugs. They kind of sit down, and Zach tells him everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that had happened.
His dad does say it was your grandfather that is letting us stay here. But they're on the run, right?
Yeah.
From the guys who owe them money.
They left a week after Zach left.
And he said he thought he was dead.
Yeah.
He wasn't sure if he was even alive. We didn't go to the place because of the situation with Mr. Capella. I had to tell your mother everything except the parts about your alien weapon.
Why wouldn't he tell them that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
After
6 months, I would have brought it up.
The dad says, so after a week of spending our nights driving around town looking for you, hoping and praying you'd only run away, I panicked. I was getting ready to close up the store and a car drove by that looked like them. You know, I looked and ran. I really don't even know if it was really them. Yeah, he made his mother gather the clothes and they just left. They thought you were dead. Yeah, he said we thought you were dead. So, jeez.
They're there and he's telling them everything that happened, and then the Crush show up.
Mm-hmm.
A ton of them. And,
well, a ship's worth.
And look at all of them that are coming out of the ship. There's a bunch of them. And he kind of saves his dad's life because lasers are going everywhere. He pulls him out of the way.
So I love the fact that his dad is on his back and he straps him in. Like the tech jacket has a seatbelt that just kind of holds him to him. I really liked that.
Yeah. So they're fighting. He's fighting all the Crush with him on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of realizes that they're only going after Tech Jacket. They're not attacking anybody else on the ground or anybody else. So
he sends his dad on his way.
Right. Puts him down. And then Tech Jacket, again, pretty easily, but in a very badass way.
That's the thing. Like the fights, I'm never concerned during the fights. Mm-hmm. Like I'm never worried during the fights whether or not he's going to survive or anything like that. But they're so exciting. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not reading it for the drama of will he or won't he.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading it for the excitement of how's he going to do it.
Right. And then he throws a Crash ship into the sun.
Yep.
Which realistically probably wouldn't get there for a few
When in doubt, throw it into space.
Yeah.
So his dad peeks around the corner. Zach, you okay? And everything, yeah, they're all good. And his mom walks up with the groceries. Super excited to see Zach, the fact that he's still alive. And she's like, well, what happened here? And the last page is Zach saying, we've got a lot to talk about.
What a fun little ending.
Now that's crazy
cute.
That's
cute.
How it ended.
So yeah, what if that had been the ending of Tech Jacket?
You think that right there was not better or more entertaining at the very least than Invincible Volume 1? How is Invincible Volume 1 selling more than this?
I don't understand that, no. I think that I feel like this would be... I like Invincible Volume 1 more if I had to choose, which is dumb choosing. But anyways, I feel like this should have sold better than Invincible Volume 1 just by the sheer fact that it's just feel good. It's easy to wrap your head around. It's straightforward. I feel like you could have picked up any one of these random issues and felt like, okay, yeah, I get this. This is cool. I feel like if you would have picked up issue 3 of Invincible, maybe it's a little heavy already compared to this, at least. Even though Invincible gets way heavier. I don't know. But yeah, I loved it. I thought Volume 1 was very, very good. All right. Now for a moment where we're going to take a second and talk a little bit more about appearances before Tech Jacket comes back. Because that was the end of Tech Jacket.
What's interesting to me, though, is that so now Tech Jacket has obviously made appearances in Invincible before Tech Jacket Volume 2 comes out. Right?
Yes.
Okay, but Volume 2 literally takes place
right
after Volume 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So all the appearances we're about to talk about did not happen. Like, it still happened after what we're about to talk about.
Correct. But if you had been reading Tech Jacket when it came out and then reading Invincible when it came out, these are all things you would have seen in this order. So I like kind of saying, like, hey, here's some more information that Kirkman wrote in the Tech Jacket universe before this bit coming out. Before Volume 2 coming out. So, ready?
Okay, go.
The final issue of Tech Jacket came out in May of 2003, like we already said. Then in 2 years later, in June of 2005, was Invincible issue 23. That was the issue with Alan on the cover, and it was an Alan-only issue. Remember, it was him going to
The Geldarians make an appearance in that
him
one,
going
don't they?
home.
Yeah.
The Emperor is on the council. That exact Emperor is on the council for the Coalition of Planets. When Alan talks to, what's his name, the leader of the Coalition of Planets?
Thaddeus.
When he's talking to Thaddeus, saying like, hey, it turns out there's a Viltrumite that's against the Viltrumite cause. He fought his father on Earth. This is Alan explaining everything to the Coalition. There's a panel, it cuts away to the Emperor from Tech Jacket, in which he says that, where he clarifies that, yeah, the Viltrumites are terrible. They hired, whatever, commissioned the Kresh to take over our homeworld.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
In issue 23 of Invincible, the Emperor says that the Viltrumites were what sent them out. And why did they do that? We didn't know then. We know now
that
their numbers were dwindling, and they were sending other people to do their job for them.
Huh.
So the Thresh were trying to take over Geldaria.
Kresh.
The Kresh, sorry, were trying to take over Geldaria as a expansion or whatever, as a takeover for the Viltrumites.
Aggressive expansion. No, wait, that's not it. What is it?
Yes, it is.
It is? Aggressive expansion?
What is that from?
Dark Knight.
What?
Oh, jeez. Okay. Then, later that year, in November of 2005, we got Invincible issue 27, in which is the Omnipotus fight. Mark is in space, talking to his father for the first time. We meet Oliver, and there's the Omnipotus fight that's going on Earth, and it's all the heroes, and Tech Jacket's there, and they're fighting Omnipotus. At one point, Zach tells Eve, he's like, sorry, I'm still new at this. And then is actually key in defeating Omnipotus, because Robot uses Tech Jacket to power a special key that opens up a portal in which they push Omnipotus into. So Tech Jacket had a key role in that. Then, 3 years later, in Brit issues 6 through 12. Remember when Brit had his own continuous series? This was the final arc of Brit's series. We got an alternate dimension Tech Jacket that travels to our dimension to stop an evil version of Brit. Zach blames himself for bonding with the Tech Jacket in the crater that day, because that's what caused the planet-conquering Geldarians in that universe to arrive and start a war, which destroyed pretty much the entire planet. As a last-ditch attempt, they sent an Omega Jacket, which is a superpowered Tech Jacket, down to Earth to finish the fight, and that's where Donald bonded with it, and that dimension's Brit, the evil one, bonded also with it, and then he swore to wipe out all the evil Geldarians in that universe. So in that dimension, that happened. Also, remember that evil Brit, how he had a trophy room with all those little Invincible Easter eggs? In that trophy room, there is a Geldarian and a Kresh head on his trophy wall. Then, at one point, when fighting Brit, evil Brit is fighting good Brit, they crash into like his garage with vehicles and stuff like that. The Scavengin is in there.
The big fucking dragon thing
that we're gonna
from
see
this
in
one?
Volume 2. The Scavengin is in his garage.
Wow.
Yep. Then one more thing, one more appearance by Tech Jacket before he comes back in this is in March of 2009, and that's in Invincible 60, which is the Invincible War. He's briefly seen fighting a long-haired, short-sleeved Invincible, which we're going to find out more very soon.
In issue 2 of this volume, I think.
Well, in Tech Jacket Digital.
Right.
So, Volume 2, Liftoff, is issues 6 and 7, which we found out in the back of Trade Paperback 1, that issues 6 and 7 were almost done. Kirkman just never released them. So the scripts were written, the covers were actually done, but the issues weren't drawn yet. So in April of 2010, almost a year after issue 60 of Invincible, remember the Viltrumite War?
Yes.
Invincible issues 71 to 78. Those are all the issues where they fly through the planet, all that stuff. You read those physical issues, right? Do you remember in the back of all those issues, there was Tech Jacket stories?
No.
There were. In the back of issues, there were. This is cool. I did like a lot of like, this was like.
I can imagine Ryan like in the moonlight, you know what I mean? There's just the computer monitor and Katie like walks in. Ryan, what do you? He's like, and like looks behind him and he's like got this crazy look in his eye.
I'm like solving mysteries.
There's just a little bit of light in the room, but you can't see Ryan, and then he steps into the light. And there were.
So yes, the entire Viltrumite War, issues 71 to 78 of Invincible, were issues 6 and 7 of Tech Jacket collected in the back in pieces, and then they were never released as issues. They were released in the trade paperback. And he did that, and because it sold well, or because they liked it, in January of 2014, Tech Jacket Digital came out. So no, that's 3 years after the Invincible War. So no, just for fun, in the back of the issues of Invincible, he did issues 7 and 8 of Tech Jacket. I'm sorry, 7 and 8 of Tech Jacket.
And then how many years after that did the
Digital come out?
Digital
3
ones?
years.
Wow.
That's what I mean. Tech Jacket has been part of Invincible the entire time, just spread out, so spread out.
What's crazy is that other things like guarding the globe, Brit,
all that was long after.
But there were major hiatuses in between those things too, and they felt way different, like way more different, and kind of like. Yeah, like it felt different.
Well, because a lot of what we're reading, we're like, oh, here's Capes or Brit or Wolfman or Guardians. Like they're all sections of Invincible. This is all Invincible. Like this was before Invincible, during Invincible, and all the way pretty close to the end.
Yeah,
of Invincible.
but what I'm saying is that like, so Volume 1 came out and that was an actual thing, issue 1 through 6, and then they
1 through 6 came out as issues,
and then they had how many years later did 7 and 8 come out as part of Invincible?
Jesus, 2003.
Okay.
May 2003 was the last issue of Tech Jacket released before. You're talking Invincible.
Yeah.
The Viltrumite War, that was in April 2010.
So 7 years passed, okay?
Yeah.
7 years passed.
7 years.
Two more issues were released
to go to this.
And then another
4 years.
4 years to then continue the series indefinite. Well, not indefinitely, because then this ends and then
for digital.
More.
And then after digital, it was pretty close to the rest.
And then more comes out. What I'm saying is like it was so fucking spread out, like all over the place. But it feels very tight.
Yeah,
it feels very.
It feels like a bigger gap was between. It feels like there was a bigger gap between Invincible Universe and Guarding the Globe. Is what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
And that was only a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we said, we're now going to be talking about Volume 2 of Tech Jacket, which is called Liftoff. The first 2 issues are going to be technically Invincible. I'm sorry, Tech Jacket issues 7 and 8. So, and this takes place right after, which I loved. Like, remember I said that the covers were the only things that E.J. Sue had finished for 7 and 8. They kept those covers. Those are the exact covers. And this cover, the cover for 7, is sick. It's the, what is it called again? The Savengin.
Yeah. Peering over Tech Jacket.
Yeah. So starts. His mom instantly figures out that he's Tech Jacket because the creche explodes and he uses Tech Jacket to catch a bunch of stuff. They're
using him,
telling his mom as
a way to recap the story because it's been so long.
Because it's been so long, as we just covered.
So people just picking it up.
So there's some exposition there, but it's handled well.
Exposition.
And
then another amazing thing about this is
the neighbors
walk up. They're
oh my god,
the neighbors are awesome.
They're like,
they were great.
Did you guys see that giant space battle that happened?
The guy was like,
I love that the big guy has like a baby strapped to his chest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and once they walk up, Tech Jacket had a pitcher of iced tea or something like that he used the Tech Jacket tentacle to grab. Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, we didn't see anything, and they're like, oh, okay, what's that?
Yeah, and she's like, weren't you just flying around doing that stuff? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? And he's sitting there holding a pitcher of tea with his tentacle.
Yeah.
So yeah, they find out right away.
And right after that,
the Geldarians
show up
in a huge ship. There's the Emperor.
This brings me to my question.
Go for it, TJ.
What's your question?
All right.
Where's Cecil?
Nope. In the first volume, I didn't bring it up. We didn't go over it at all. I'm going to bring it up now. In the first volume, Zach asks the Galdarians as he meets them is, how is it that I can understand you? I see your lips moving differently. How can I understand you? And they said the tech jacket. The tech jacket translates it for you. How are the Galdarians talking to his parents and the neighbors, and how does Lynn talk to everybody when tech jacket's not around?
The suit isn't translating
The Galdarians,
Ottley, is it?
Yeah, it is.
The Galdarians is translating the English that they're hearing, and then it's also somehow
That's what I mean. Is there a speaker on the suit?
Yeah, it's got to be
speaking their language for him.
Yeah, that's what it's got to be.
I could say anything. I could say that they knew that they were coming to Earth, so they learned English. You could put in anything, but
you're right,
it was not explained.
You're right.
It's definitely a hole.
Yeah, you're right.
No, dude, the tech jacket grew seatbelts for Zach's dad to ride him. I'm sure that it could.
Right.
But
how do you know it? How do you know that it grew seatbelts for his dad to ride? Oh, because it was actually in the story.
Kirkman would do that.
Yeah,
Kirkman said Space Racer was torn in two. His bottom half grew top half, and his top half grew.
But it wasn't in the story.
But that's one of those things that, like, on Galdaria, Zach has his helmet off. Good thing there's oxygen. Like, yeah, don't think about it.
They're carbon-based life forms.
But
obviously.
they went to the point of explaining it in the last volume.
In the last volume.
Oh, you're using my thing where I don't like that the science is created but then not followed.
Yeah.
Is that your thing?
Yeah,
is that your
thing?
It. Is that something that is
not
yours, as you say?
So the mothership, the Galdarian mothership. Wait, wasn't their home planet destroyed?
The Galdarians?
Like
not yet.
No?
As far as I know, not yet.
But this has like a major amount of the population. Mm-hmm. The mothership that's orbiting Earth, and it's being attacked by
the Scavengin, which is such an awesome splash page here, the 2-page splash of just this huge, it's basically like a dragon, like a snake with arms, and it's huge, and it eats and eats, and it devours normally derelict ships drifting, but it has to be very hungry in order to attack a ship that's actually, powered.
I think it's weird that it's robotic.
Why?
Is it a robot race? Galdarians are not robot race.
It could be, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's not connected to the Galdarians at all. It's
I know,
just
but
a
it's
space creature.
I'm drawing attention to the fact that it's a race of robots.
Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me.
So are the Autobots.
I'm not saying it's.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't
wrong.
like that.
I just think it's interesting.
Oh, I think it's really cool.
Oh yeah.
It's like the space robot that just devours things. It's like it's a creature in space that's a robot. Why not? They consume everything, getting bigger and stronger with every find. Yeah. So
interestingly, I'm actually worried for Zach because he is not able to defeat this thing.
Yeah,
it's the first thing that gives him trouble. It actually pierces his suit.
But you're right, TJ. There is a moment where the Emperor is consoling Zach's mom because Zach's getting messed up and she's worried about him. But he's saying, "Hey, my daughter's actually there too."
Right.
So
he's not around for the speakers to work. Another hole in your theory.
Well, either way,
Bill.
Whatever. He learned English, like you said. But yeah, we see Zach trying to do everything he can, and it's just messing him up. He actually gets pretty badly damaged, and his suit has to repair.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like getting to see all the other Galdarians fight a little bit more. Yeah. And this issue ends with us finding out that Princess Lynn is in fact on the ship, and she's in danger. So here we go, Chapter 8, which is the final issue, drawn by E.J. Sue, and the final issue kind of this little story before we get to Tech Jacket Digital. And it's, what do we got? It's...
Tech Jacket,
I like him making that drill out of his suit, like a drill on one hand and a saw on the other. Mm-hmm. And his new goal is to get into the ship. And doesn't he tell them to, help them evacuate? I'm going in the ship. Like, he's going after Lynn, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, this is when he finds...
This is when he saves his family.
Candace.
His wife, and, little baby daughter are trapped. So he gets them out. He gets Lynn out. Protects all the escape pods from the
Scavengin.
Is it a scavengin or a savage?
Scavengine.
It's a scavenger engine.
Scavenging.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Because they
That's
scavenge
like
ships.
Japandroid.
Japandroid.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Banandroid.
Yeah, like Japan Android. Japandroid.
Bandroid, yes. All right. So, long story short, all the Galdarians are now stranded on Earth.
Yeah.
Until the...
But look at this.
I know.
Look at
that
this.
thing is so awesome.
The scavenging is so cool looking. But yeah, all the escape pods, it devours their entire ship. The scavenging ate their entire ship. It is enormous, and it basically flies away. And it's going home. It's done. But all the Galdarians escaped in escape pods and land on Earth. And yeah, you're right. They're stranded now.
Mm-hmm. And what was your biggest takeaway from that page that you're currently on, Ryan?
Go for it.
They beat the scavenging.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
It flies away.
It eats their entire ship and
that's right.
flies
It
away.
went away.
It
got everything that it wanted.
You see Lynn's butt.
More importantly, she's kissing him on the lips, which is a big deal for a freshman.
He's not a freshman.
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
like
they were
said,
merely freshmen. Yeah. They can't be held responsible for what they do or don't do.
But yeah, that's the beginning of their relationship, which we're gonna find more about.
And then it seems like every issue someone new needs to find out what's happening. In a very comedic way, there's an entire squadron of people, like the police commissioner.
Which I thought was kind of funny. Like the police show up because there's an alien invasion going on, so somebody's gonna show up.
Yeah.
And Kanda goes to attack them.
Zach stops him.
Yep. And
For Wakanda.
Yeah. Now there's this whole interesting little storyline where the Galdarians have to stay on Earth, but they have to do it quietly. Mm-hmm. So they basically buy out a motel and they convince the mayor that to stay hush about it, and they give him gold, essentially, to just be like, hey, don't tell anybody.
Nothing to them.
Yeah, nothing to them.
Unfortunately, we have little to offer you aside from Galdarian trash metal. We use it to plate worn out computer circuits, but I believe you call it gold. Oh, there you go. So he learned English.
Yeah, I guess so.
It doesn't take long for the tech jackets to teach them how to learn English, buddy. Okay? Mm-hmm. After they talk to Zach.
Zach and Lynn are straight up dating now. They kiss more. They're like... I like how we got this monologuing going on or whatever, like him talking about how they're all acclimating and trying to act like humans, and it's like he has an extended family in town. And we get our first super direct Invincible tie-in. Vault, who's made an appearance in Capes,
everything,
Tech Jacket, Wolfman. I want to say Invincible Defense Adam, Eve, and Rexplode, but I'm not sure.
He was in Guarding the Globe.
Was he in Guarding the Globe? Maybe not Invincible Universe, but those two are kind of the same. He's been in just about everything. Vault. I find that hilarious.
Is more going on with Vault than we know? I guess we'll find out in Invincible, the new issue of Invincible that comes out.
Oh.
I was making a joke.
No, but there isn't anymore.
During this time, though, they're going through, them having dinner and like them during this 2 weeks of them just being like at this motel. Everything that we brought up had to have happened. Everything, like him, Alan's
I'd like
issue.
To think, you're right. Yeah,
it has
so
to,
now
because
we're probably
this ends with the Invincible War.
Yes, because this next issue is going to be the Invincible War.
So during this 2 weeks, he's going off doing other things.
But the next issue doesn't take place wasn't get released until years after the fact, right?
Well,
but it had to have happened because this is the Invincible War.
Well, no, TJ, actually...
Everything before the Invincible War that we talked about had to have happened during this 2 weeks.
In between this issue ending and next issue could have been a large jump, too.
Why? It ends with him saying...
Well, because how could the Galdarian Emperor have met with Alan if he's on Earth, TJ?
Because that's true, too.
He's saying, like, literally...
He's not going to the war. He's not going to the Invincible War at the end of this issue.
You don't think so?
No. He's saying, no.
He's I'm on the job as
It's just the first
Earth's,
crisis.
Yeah.
This was long before that issue was even written by Kirkman, so I don't think it was.
No.
But yeah, so the Galdarians leave Earth. They get their ship repaired. He says goodbye to Lynn. They had a great time together.
Yeah,
and
they give Zach a present.
Yeah, which is a satellite base.
Yeah, so there's a teleporter in Zach's closet that when you flip a switch, it turns it on and he can walk up to the Tech Jacket base.
Yeah, which is all conveyed in one page. Do you see that? Like, here's a switch in your closet. It leads to space. You step through it. You're on a ship. It's in space. You know what I mean? Like, I thought that was well done.
They did it for him as a gift.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, everybody waves goodbye. And yeah, Tech Jacket flies away. His dad is kind of like his man in the chair, right?
Mm-hmm. He's the Alfred.
Yeah, he says that there's this is another Invincible tie-in. He says, I can't believe how cool this stuff is. This must be what it's like in Darkwing's place.
As in Batman's.
Which is kind of like Batman, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
then the computer goes off and says, warning, threat imminent in sector AQ, whatever, imminent, response required. And he says, your first case, he's flipping through a book, his dad is, and he says, that's Los Angeles. And then Tech Jacket goes, was there something happening in Los Angeles in Invincible?
They don't really.
Well, no, it doesn't matter because, like I said, these two issues that we just went over were in the back of the Viltrumite War as backups, but they take place right after those issues, which would have been issues like 6 and 7 of Invincible.
So that was a previously on Tech Jacket.
Yeah.
Even though it was coming out during Invincible War, obviously it's what happened years ago.
Yes, because it was directly after. So, like TJ said, though, there could have been some time passing during those the time in which all the Geldarians are living on Earth. But
so Chapter 3 now this is now
digital. Years later. Yep,
this is
digital
right?
only. And if you are a Skybound Insider, you get these for free. But Tech Jacket Digital was released in January of 2014, 3 years after what we just read. So, which is crazy that they waited that long to put that into a trade. But it makes sense. And this it worked out well, that they have enough issues to make up a trade. Now, new artist now.
Who is it?
Comes on it. This is Kari Randolph. I always want to say Carrie, but I learned it's Kari because his Twitter name is Kari like Atari.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I learned it. So now every time I say his name, I have to think for a second.
I have a Nightwing commission from him.
Yeah, I have an Invincible sketch card.
Really?
From him, yeah.
Did you know that he did this before you got that?
We talked to him. Yeah, we talked to him. We saw pages.
We
saw pages of Tech Jacket and everything.
Sweet.
We talked to him about the podcast and everything. But yeah, so these are. This is done by Kari Randolph. The colorist is Dave McCaig and Emilio Lopez. And then we've got Russ Wooten doing the letters on this whole trade, by the way, which we didn't mention earlier. So
Emilio Lopez is actually Mario Lopez's twin brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Not fraternal, but
I didn't know that.
the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not true. Don't believe that.
So the cover of this is Tech Jacket fighting a ton of Ultimate Universe Invincibles. So we knew that this took place. So I knew that this took place during the Invincible War somehow.
I do love that in this issue they don't explain it.
You're right, they don't.
They make a joke saying like, "Damn, Invincible's got a lot of brothers." I love that.
That's all they say,
awesome.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So the issue starts with Zach's dad freaking out, trying to get to the base and telling him he'll buy him pizza or something. But you turn the page and it is long-haired, short-sleeve Tech Jacket, or long-haired, short-sleeve Invincible punching Tech Jacket, which is the same one he was fighting in issue 60, which came out years before this issue.
It was probably 3 years and
a
month.
Yeah. Invincible 60 came out in March, and Tech Jacket Digital came out in 2009 and 2014. So 4 or 5 years later was this issue. And obviously Kari, Kirkman, they did the math, they knew what they were doing, and they made him fight the correct Invincible.
I love this art. I love it. Yeah. The action in this is so amazing.
The colors in this is awesome.
Dude, look at him punching that Invincible too.
Yeah, so he punches an Invincible in the face, and then he goes because he's in space in the Earth's atmosphere, and you see another Invincible zoom down and just help slam Tech Jacket into the ground. There's a crater, and then
we gotta call this out.
Yeah, it shows his dad watching like a
monitor,
like a news screen. He says like they're everywhere.
And so what he's seeing on the monitor is obviously Kari's representation of exact panels from issue 60. Though that's exactly those scenes are in issue 60. It's so cool. I love that. But yeah, so two Invincibles show up to fight Tech Jacket.
One of them beats the shit out of him, though. It's just the short-sleeved, long-haired one.
Yeah, that's
Beats
kind of
shit
like
out
the
him.
main one.
The second one shows up and says, kind of ragging on the first Invincible, saying,
Well, no, he knows that it's Galdarian armor. He's like, I have Galdarians in my dimension. He's like,
he doesn't know that
he's
he's stronger than your average Galdarian.
But they both say that neither of them have a Tech Jacket in theirs.
Right. This is where the second Invincible that just arrived kind of talks about how the make of the suit and how basically the way I took it was they're kind of playing at the fact of what if this Invincible wore this suit.
Which would make him like indestructible, like unstoppable. So they fight more. Tech Jacket blasts. I like how he blasts the long-haired one in the face. That just looked awesome. The art of his face all burnt. What does he do here? Does he overload the suit?
Yeah. He overpowers
suit
it.
override failsafes, route all power to battery, overload the system. And he blows himself up.
He incinerates everybody around him.
Yeah.
Well, the two Invincibles.
Two Invincibles. So he killed two Invincibles by overloading the suit.
By himself.
Mm-hmm. Ready for this exciting nerd fact, whatever, Ryan fact, whatever you want to call it?
Okay.
Both of these Invincibles are seen when Angstrom creates, when we get the page of him saying, it's a start, and them all attacking. We see them fighting Tech Jacket in that one panel in issue 60. Neither of these guys are seen at the end of issue 60, obviously.
Because they're dead.
4 years before Kirkman wrote their death, though.
Kirkman didn't write this.
You're right, he didn't. We got to talk about that, though. But what I'm saying is...
It's very...
What I'm saying is neither of these... It makes sense that these Invincibles weren't on that planet fighting and eating each other because they were killed.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I mean. We never had to see them. But yeah, when Carrie took over, I can't believe I forgot to mention this, Joe Keatinge, yeah, took over writing. So I'm assuming, Kirkman is still on as a writer, and it does say that Aubrey Sitterson helped Kirkman write the first two issues in this volume. But yeah, Kirkman probably still oversaw it, but Joe Keatinge is responsible for the writing on this from now on. So yeah. Then the Galdarians show up in a very Power Ranger-like moment.
Oh yeah, there's a pink girl one.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like Guardians, like Adam Eve, Rexplode, the Immortal.
Oh, it does look like the Guardians.
Oh yeah, TJ, yeah, a little bit. They show up to help. Zach is badly beaten in the hospital. Wakes up and Lynn is there.
He has a cute moment with his dad.
So he explains that he's kind of been out of it for a couple weeks, 2 weeks, I think he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he was out of it for a while.
And his mom suggests that he and Lynn
take a vacation,
like just the two of them. And
by
go
that
out,
time,
go out on a date.
he was gone for a couple months.
No, a couple weeks.
In bed,
lying around in bed for a couple months wasn't that fun.
Yeah, he just meant all the time that he was sleeping. I was right.
Yeah, so he was messed up, which I like because he was powerful enough to incinerate two Invincibles. It's got to mess him up a lot. So months.
He got fucked up just by fighting the Invincibles. I don't think that's what did the damage to him. He's got a swollen eye and he looks like he was in a fist fight.
I guess you're right. I think my only concern is that is that too overpowered? Him just being able to incinerate two Invincibles, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, but he was completely... if anybody else were there, he was incapacitated. So he was done. He had no battery left. His suit was dry.
But it kills everything anyways, though. I'm just saying, that's pretty powerful, and I'm glad it knocks him out.
But I see what you're saying. It's kind of like a win-all. It's a catch-all kind of thing.
But they don't abuse it from what I've read.
No.
So, so they go, they get their own little... Or they're going to go on vacation. I like how the mom says, no hanky-panky. Mm-hmm.
So you get this gigantic Galactus-looking, same-sized being.
He is Galactus.
I think
he's a world eater.
I want to say Carrie even called him something like Galactus. I call this guy Fake Lactus in all my sketches. Carrie called him Fake Lactus. But yeah, this sick art of this guy destroying this planet.
Mm-hmm. What does this guy look like?
Who?
I think he looks like Azrael. A lot.
Mm-hmm. I think so too, but we're not there yet.
Oh, that guy.
What I think.
Yeah.
The guy that comes. I thought you were talking about the guy that
What I have to say
destroys him with one punch.
What I have to say about this art is that there's so much going on that you can't just zip through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you have to you'll see there's this blue streak jetpack going up to this thing, to this fake Lactus thing.
Yeah.
And it's this new villain hitman guy flying through his head.
Yep. So he takes this guy out
and instantly takes him out because he was paid to do it.
Yep.
Like he's a paid mercenary.
God, this guy's so cool.
I fucking love him. I remember reading this because I bought these.
We
when
don't
they
have
came out.
anything like this in Invincible, right? Like this hitman, like this bounty hunter. It's a bounty hunter, is what it is. That's so cool.
No, he's a mercenary. He's a hired mercenary.
Yeah.
He's not a hitman. He's just paid to.
Yeah, a
do
bounty
jobs.
hunter. Mm-hmm.
No, a bounty hunter is strictly going out for to kill people. A mercenary is paid to do. I don't want to say odd jobs, but anything.
His name is Null.
Mm-hmm. All right, so turn the page, and so now he's
being tasked or commissioned.
Yeah, he's
or
like
whatever.
the client has something more lucrative for you,
Right.
and he's being paid by this guy. I
He's
don't know,
like a kingpin type of.
who has what looks like an Ewok stuffed in his quarters. But yeah,
to get a tech jacket.
yeah, everybody's after the tech jacket.
He's getting older and he is becoming weaker in his old age, and he wants the tech jacket.
He has pieces of tech jacket. He has archaic tech jacket technology. He has little bits and pieces of one, but he wants an entire suit so he can live longer.
And he does bring up the fact that this suit will be even more powerful because it's already built up power on Zach. If he were to just take a week like that teacher's tech jacket that we saw in the last volume, it wouldn't be as powerful on him. But because this tech jacket has already built up its abilities, it'll be even stronger on him.
So in this first panel on this page, when it kind of introduces this guy, in the background you'll see that thing that looks like an alien, right? And on his desk it looks like a predator helmet.
Oh shoot, you're right.
And if you go to the far right, see that tentacle-looking monster?
Yeah.
That's in the last volume.
Oh, cool.
But as like
we
a
don't know
very
it yet. Yeah.
little.
I'm glad you're bringing that up to us now without spoiling anything. It's like, hey,
you'll see that alien make a very small cameo.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and I'm just now catching it.
Really?
Like, because I'm looking at it more closely. I'm like, holy shit.
God, that's awesome. All right, Bill.
This I am so upset by this.
Is this so frustrating?
It's so frustrating.
Poor
Find
Zach.
a way.
Tech jacket gets a little more mature.
So
in this scene.
yeah. So we have a potential sex scene between Zach and Lynn. They try. They said it's time. Oh, but I thought your mom said no hanky panky. But they go to do it, and unfortunately, they're not compatible. So this issue ends with
they take off all their clothes.
I'm trying to figure it out because
they realize that she's
got some boobies. She's got a really nice butt, and
he
Lynn
looks disgusted.
He's just shocked. It's not.
Lynn sees his penis and goes and then he says what the, and he says I didn't know Galdarians were so
different. She says different. We're completely different. There's no way for us. Kari in the back of this volume says that the question he gets most,
does she have a penis,
in at conventions and stuff like that, is what her crotch looks like, and there's no answer because it's not written.
Yeah.
There's no.
But it can't be anything shaped like a hole, because Zach could put his penis into a hole. So if it's like a jagged looking, Venus flytrap looking hole, I mean, I wouldn't want to put my penis in that, but it would have to be another penis.
I mean,
or something.
The only thing we need to know is that it just can't work.
But that bothers me.
I know, it's frustrating because you don't want
I read it years ago and it frustrated me. It frustrated me again when I read it just now, and it's frustrating me even more now. TJ, you don't seem bothered by this. You should be.
I know that it's open to interpretation, but I like to think of it as something similar to Avatar, the movie. Not Last Airbender.
That's interesting.
But like tentacles that join.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
it could be something like that.
It's there needs to be two parts. It's Zach too. It's not her. It's both of them.
Okay.
Neither of them have compatible parts.
So I have a question for you, and I'm glad that this is what we're spending the most amount of time on.
It's not. We're moving on.
Do you or do you not think Lynn is hot?
I mean, she's drawn attractive, definitely.
Okay, so she's attractive.
Sure.
So if you saw a green alien like that, you'd want to have sex with her.
What are you getting at?
Yes or no?
What are you getting at?
Wouldn't you find a way? Wouldn't you be like, hey, on Earth we do this thing called oral?
Obviously, there's a moment which he was shocked. They were both shocked. It's a mood killer. This was a mood killer.
Not
Yeah,
happy.
but that's nasty. That's like, oh, what's that thing?
Also, Bill, they're both relatively young. You know what I mean? Like
This is Zach's first
This is
time.
probably Zach's first time.
So how does he know what's compatible? He could be like, oh, I guess he's...
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows. Come on. All right, let's move on.
But he basically says, she says, should we talk about us? And he goes, what's there to talk about?
That's the
And
next
Such
issue.
a fucking asshole thing to say.
That's the next issue. Yeah, it's brutal. And she doesn't look happy about that. She's like, yeah,
I would leave too if I were her. Like,
she's like, I should go. And that was so. Oh, I was so mad at that. Because it just. And then he calls his dad and mom to talk about it. But
His dad is such an asshole for this. Like, if you say, like, don't tell mom, you pick up the fucking phone. He says, don't tell mom, and then he tells him, and then it turns out he's on speakerphone. So he basically says that we tried to get intimate, and then the mom gets on the phone saying, I thought I told you no hanky panky.
Yeah, well, no, the dad didn't say anything. Zach just says it. And then he's like, wait, am I on speakerphone? So the dad didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know he was going to go there. The dad just says, oh, I want to talk to him. And then Zach says everything, and he's like, wait, am I on speakerphone? He didn't know that he was going to be talking about stuff that the mom shouldn't hear.
Yeah, because the mom was talking to him on the phone, and then he said, let me talk to dad. And then the mom gives the dad the phone, and the dad starts talking.
And the dad puts it on speakerphone, not knowing Zach's going to talk about something that he shouldn't be saying. That's not his fault. But this scene opened up with him dyeing his hair again and his wife berating him for it because it looks ridiculous, but he thinks it looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Which just says you don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like,
but he just likes it.
He likes it.
But yeah, so he tried, and it turns out they're not compatible, and he's super frustrated by it. Meanwhile, like, while he's doing this, he's like
saving a ship.
Like, is he saving it, or was it a bad ship, like with bad people on it? Because they're like angry when he flies away, and he puts them on land. I assume this was a pirate ship, like a modern day pirate.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
Like.
So next cool thing. So Null lands on planet Earth.
Yes, in a very familiar looking way.
Men in Black?
Superman, dude.
Oh, yeah, Superman.
It's Martha and Jonathan Kent
driving
right. down the road in the countryside.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, shouldn't we stop, like, in every Superman origin? And he's like, hell no, we're not stopping.
But Null flies through the windshield.
And kills them both, like, brutally.
Well, he says he needs information, and he wants to know...
More about
the planet and stuff like that, and he takes his mask off, and there's this nasty,
yeah, because previously he had a very
metal. It looked like a breathing apparatus.
Yeah, kind of like Oblivion Song. Like he had that thing
covering his like dangerous, gnarly looking teeth, and he bit into this guy's neck and just devours him. It says munch, 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 and he's like, "There we go. Now I have all I need."
He looks like a mutated Nathan from Oblivion Song.
He does.
Guys.
What if?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So yeah, then he goes into town. He's tracking down Tech Jacket. Zach is talking to a frog, and kind of like venting to this frog, which is a funny
scene. The frog
scene.
starts to do it with another frog, and he's like, "Oh well, at least you don't have any problem.
At least somebody's getting
figured it out."
So yeah,
his dad calls.
He's got a
something crash landed.
He realized that something entered the atmosphere and crashed in this town.
Sends Zach to it. Zach shows up and he's like, "Oh, there's no town here. It's just a huge crater. There's no town." And then he looks up and it is
the town is literally above him,
Sokovia style.
Yeah.
And Null drops the town on top of Tech Jacket.
So this Null guy is, in my opinion, like the most fucking powerful.
He's insanely strong,
indestructible, like thing ever.
Yeah,
which he would have to be. I mean, just in the last issue, Tech Jacket took out 2 Invincibles, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to ramp it up. So what proceeds is finally some blood other than
An
Null killing
insane
him.
amount of blood.
Yeah, like
For a tech jacket?
yeah,
Like,
we
I
never
was
saw
like,
anything like
holy
this.
Shit.
But then again, you got to think when Tech Jacket first came out, that was around Invincible, which didn't have much blood. Which you want to hear us talk more about blood? Tune in 2 weeks for our talk all about blood and Invincible. But Null uses these blades on his elbows and like slices Tech Jacket's arms, like where his arms meets his body, like by his shoulders, and he rips the Tech Jacket.
There's no fight.
Yeah, no, he
There's
messes
no
up.
fight. There's no fight. Null throws it at him. Tech Jacket tries to throw a punch, and
he rips the chest piece off. The vest. Tells the buyer, his boss who hired him, that the job is done and Tech Jacket's dead. So, Tech Jacket Digital Issue 3, which is the final issue that we're going to be talking about tonight. It's the final issue in Volume 2. Starts off with Null standing over Zach's body. And,
well, Zach's like, I'm not dead.
Yeah.
And then Null says, I'm very much aware, but you've been doing this long enough.
I'm experienced in this enough to know that you have no chance.
This is the end for you.
Mr. Thompson. Ed.
Calls for help.
Yeah. He calls Kanda and all the other Geldarians that are willing to go.
But they're too far away. They don't have as much speed as Tech Jacket does.
He reaches out to Lynn, has
a spaceship.
Yeah, a really fast ship, and she's still on Earth. And she says she's on her way to help him as well.
So Null's beating the shit out of Tech Jacket.
Oh, yeah, this moment where he catches the punch.
Invincible fight.
Yes. He catches Tech Jacket's punch and breaks all his fingers.
Like Conquest and Invincible.
Yeah, like this is brutal. It's there's something about seeing blood across the metal suit that like we haven't. I mean, we don't see that in like.
It's jarring.
Yeah, we don't see that in Iron Man movies or anything like that. Blood on metal, like it's just it's unsettling.
Because the first volume of Tech Jacket, and up until this point, there was zero blood, none, and all of a sudden this one is just insane. So Lynn comes in with her ship and shoots this guy.
How badass does she look with this giant like
fucking
sword gun laser?
The only thing I didn't like about this fight.
Her helmet's awesome, by the way, or her hood or whatever with the wings.
It's the same thing I don't really care about in anime.
Oh, here we go.
They're talking throughout this whole thing like, you really think you could defeat me? What makes you think you could defeat me?
Okay,
I did
Conquest.
this and I did that.
Okay, Conquest.
Holy Conquest?
It's the same as Conquest.
Conquest
No, I didn't.
Was
think so.
monologuing the entire time.
They both talked the
It
entire
wasn't like this though.
Yes, it was.
He asks both of them the same questions, like in both fights. He's doing the same monologue twice. That's what I didn't like about it. I didn't care about it the first time when he was fighting Tech Jacket, but he's doing the same exact thing with Lynn.
I didn't really pick up on that.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
The art of all of this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this moment. Go ahead.
So Null essentially says nothing on Earth can stop me. You should know that this is the end for both of you guys, blah, blah, blah. So then Zach says nothing on Earth, oh man.
And he has an idea.
He has Tech Jacket run a diagnostic. Total power is at 20%, electrical's at 9, this at 9, blah, 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 blah. So then the suit says, he says, can you put all of the power to propulsion? And the suit says, yes, but it's not advised because it will be catastrophic to the suit. As in, you will die, the suit will not keep you alive because the suit's the only thing that's kind of like
it's going to destroy the suit.
Right. And then he says, do it, reroute it, do it anyways. So then he flies.
This is so cool.
He's grabbing him. He's flying him up into outer space, and the entire time that he's flying, the suit is saying going into shutdown mode, and he said no, override. And then the suit's like, I'm going to do this, and he's like, no, override. And he keeps bypassing what the suit is trying to do. And the whole time,
at first,
Null is saying, "It's commendable what you're doing, but you're still gonna lose."
Did you know what he was gonna do, TJ?
No.
I thought that he was just like gonna fly him into his thing. I was like, why would flying him into that? I thought he was gonna fly into that and then take the teleporter out, so he would avoid the explosion or something. But I'm like, why would the explosion kill him? And like, I don't know. Right. It didn't jive with me. I didn't know what was happening.
It did with me. I remember when I was reading it the first time, I was like, what is he gonna do? Like, what's his plan?
But they're fighting on they crash into his station up in space, and they're fighting on it, and he goes to shove he shoves Null into his teleporter. He changes the destination. It's up in the corner. It says teleportation chamber activated, destination revised. And then Null's like, oh, you're shoving me through your teleporter? That's your big plan? And there's this crazy shot of him going through the teleporter saying, wherever you're sending me won't be far enough. I'll tear this universe apart to destroy you. Tech Jacket says, yeah, well, good luck, asshole.
And then the ship explodes.
And it explodes. So cool.
And Zach is left floating in space.
Mm-hmm. With his mask off.
Wow, he's fucked up.
Great use of, I liked throughout these issues, great use of like negative space.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie did with all these blocked off panels.
Kari.
Damn it! I knew I was going to do it. Kari.
He's back in the hospital once again.
Yep.
And he's talking to... I forgot his name.
Lynn, his dad, Candle.
Candle.
Is it Candle? It's not Candle. Crandall? I don't know.
It's Candle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Canada.
No.
Kanda.
Yeah, it's like Kanda.
It's Kanda.
Kanda.
Kanda. It's Kanda. Kanda like Panda.
Kanda.
Yeah.
He basically says, the suit is destroyed, but we're going to do what we always do. We rebuild. And then you turn the page and it ends with him back in his tech jacket suit, but it's way more advanced.
Yeah, and Kanda mentions that Geldarians, we are now perceived as a warrior race, but it's not true. We developed these suits of necessity. We'll do now what we did then, what we've always done. We'll rebuild. And Tech Jacket has a newer, more powerful looking Tech Jacket suit. He has a new base. And he has a moment with Lynn. Where they basically say, hey, go ahead and,
take care of your sexual desires.
Yeah.
But I'll always be here.
Yeah.
Like we're still gonna be you and me.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting. That's nothing that Invincible ever explored. Like, hey, we're gonna have a relationship, but not really.
Talk about stuff.
No. And then the very final page.
Amazing.
Is Null saying no and turning around, and he's what looks like on the surface of the sun.
If we had never seen him again, and we just like saw him in the corner of the Thrag and Invincible fight.
Oh my god!
like he's just like, hey, what's going on over there?
He's just floating.
Oh. Well, so I mean, obviously this guy's
that's volume 2.
Obviously, Null is stronger than a Viltrumite because he is existing on the sun
for like a second there. I mean, he could have been pretty far from it.
Like he's stronger than a
Viltrumite.
He's on the surface of the sun.
I think he's stronger than a Viltrumite.
You think so?
He absolutely is.
He took out a Galactus.
Yeah.
I think he's stronger.
He's on the surface of the sun.
That's exciting.
Would you guys like to know what happens?
No, I want to read it. I'm so excited to read it.
I know things.
You do, and I'm going to read it now. I didn't want to read it before going into this because I wanted to give our prediction. So, Bill, you can't talk. TJ, what do you want out of volumes 3 and 4?
That's not fair.
You can't. You chose to keep reading.
But I read them before.
That's true. But because you've never read them, right, TJ?
No, I don't want you to answer that question.
I'm not going to. Obviously, because I know things.
Exactly. What do I want? I want Zach to get laid.
Well, this is something that I found interesting as someone who reads Invincible but never read this. And I'm like, him and Lynn have this relationship. But I know from Invincible, he hooked up with some random girl, some alien that looked like an Avatar alien during the Viltrumite War when Mark was busted up from Conquest. Mm-hmm. And then there was another time when Robot needed him. I want to say it was during the Monax attack where he was in space, like saying so hot to like this blue glowy alien, which we'll talk more about the later appearances of Tech Jacket in the next Tech Jacket episode in a month from now. But yeah, so yeah, I do want more. I want more relationship stuff. I want to know more about what happens between him and Lynn.
I kind of hope that Null comes back because he's such a cool character, but at the same time, him being so powerful, I'm actually okay with his ending. I think that's a cool ending.
Bill, don't say anything. Stop making faces. Either way, I feel like, okay, Surf of the Sun, fine, he's dead. Because he said no, as in like, oh shit, like, he did beat me. So I'd be fine with that. I do want more, though. Like, we saw his boss. Like, I want to know, like, what's his boss gonna do about all this? You know, the guy that hired him, not his boss, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
More of his dad, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to read it. Like we said earlier in the episode, we'll be back in 2 weeks with our Gore episode, talking all about the bloodiest moments in Invincible. And we want you to write in, let us know what you think about the gore in Invincible, and some of your favorite moments and everything, like we said earlier.
So would you say that, because I was excited, I was like, yes, I can't fucking wait to do Tech Jacket, because I've read it and I wanted to read it again, and I was glad to read it again. Would you say that it lived up to my excitement?
It exceeded my expectations, honestly. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. I really liked it. I always thought that it wasn't much. Wolfman feels like a completely separate thing. Brit feels like Invincible. Guardians feels like Invincible. Even Capes kind of feels like Invincible. They still feel like they're Invincible universe. Wolfman feels like it's standalone in a way. This so far feels like it's standalone, just like Wolfman does. Like
it is though. It's
like
it's
they
its
don't
own
need
comic.
they don't need the Invincible universe.
It didn't at all.
Whereas I feel like in order to really like Capes and to get the most out of Brit and Brit and Guardians and Invincible universe, you need to know Invincible. So far, this and Wolfman, you don't need it. And this is, and yes, it enhances it, but this is so refreshing to read something that's like new and standalone to a degree. So yeah, it exceeded expectations. I liked it a lot.
Read. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to this, hopefully you read Tech Jacket, unless you just like let's do our band. But go read it. Like, go read it and go read the next two. It's 2 volumes.
Yeah, volumes.
Because I had them still on my phone as
4.
digital, because I bought them digital each month they came out when they were coming out. It was fucking so good.
It was volumes 3 and 4 are going to be the next 2. And that's it. That was it. And we're going to talk about the other appearances he makes and stuff like that. I know, who was it? Digital Pizza over on Twitter was saying that he just got volumes 1 and 2 to read along and everything like that. He got a bunch of Invincible tie-ins. But yeah, hopefully if you're listening to this, you will join us, read along with volumes 3 and 4. But next episode, the gore in Invincible. And then the episode after that is going to be Tech Jacket Part 2, where we talk about the rest of Tech Jacket. And that'll be a month from now.
Can't wait.
So exciting. That does it for us. Thank you.
Bill, what did you think of Solo?
Oh, yeah. Real quick.
Okay. First impression, loved it.
We're talking about Solo, by the way. If you haven't seen it yet, thanks for listening. But
And I had I saw it like 2 weeks after it came out. Saw it because we didn't have anything else to do. And
yeah,
we're like,
TJ and I went and saw it like a week and a half after it came out.
Let's go see it. We have nothing to do. But literally every time that something cool happened, which was a lot of the movie, I like looked around like, is everybody else feeling the way I am about this? Like, I'm enjoying this movie.
Yeah. The first like 10 minutes with that creature in the water, I was like, this might be what I expected. And then as soon as he like did that chase thing, like on the speeder, I'm like, okay, this is good though. And then it never went downhill again. It never dipped again. It just kept getting better and better.
All the action was amazing.
Thoroughly, like TJ and I walked out, and speaking for just myself here, I was very, very pleased with it, and I was like solid, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Even Riker was like, when is that coming out on DVD? And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I really liked it.
What did you think, TJ?
I thought the action parts were awesome. I loved all the action parts. I thought all the in-betweens was just I just thought it was okay. I'm not saying it was bad, but you guys definitely clearly liked it more than I did. I thought it was okay. I really wanted to like it. Everything looked awesome, and then I started reading the reviews, and the reviews did not affect my opinion at all. But if anything, they would make me like it even more, because after the reviews, I was expecting it to be complete trash.
That's because I went in with the
really low
if anything, I was expecting. I had really low expectations.
This is exactly what I wanted in a spin-off Star Wars movie. A solid, good movie. This isn't going to blow our socks off. We have to stop. I think a problem is everybody has expectations that every Star Wars movie from now on has to be The Empire Strikes Back. Like it's like, no, we have to. I mean, yes, I feel like, you know,
every movie should strive to be great.
I feel like 7, 8, 9 should be blowing our socks off. But that's another conversation. But I feel like is what it should have been. It should have been a solid. It felt like a story. It felt like a book that was brought to life on screen. I
definitely think you guys liked it more than me. I think that I'm glad I saw it. I don't think I'll ever see it again, ever.
I will. I'll probably own it.
I would see it again, I watch Rogue One again every now and then.
Ask you. So Rogue One compared to this, which one would you?
It's a tough call.
Solo.
I think
I hated Rogue One. I hated it.
Really?
I hated Rogue One.
I really liked Rogue One.
I really liked Rogue One too, but Solo was a way better toned movie. Like, it felt like it was not trying to be. Rogue One felt like it was trying to be Star Wars while not. It felt like fan fiction. Solo even though it's kind of the same thing as fan fiction, it felt way better. It felt like a very good standalone movie. Like it didn't need to.
I think I think it's fair to say I liked them both equally. At this point, when thinking about it now, which is not a bad thing. They're both very good.
I thought you loved Rogue One.
No, I mean, no? I really liked Solo too, though. Yeah. Like I think they both are. Yeah. Other than that, let's. Do you have something else, Bill?
No,
because we've been going a little long, and there's other stuff I want to talk about. We actually talked a lot about Tech Jacket. Next episode when we talk about the Gore and Invincible, that'll probably be pretty short. So we'll have more time to talk about other things, including what gets announced at E3. TJ, there's probably going to be a new Devil May Cry.
There's only one thing going off of that. There's only one thing going off of that.
There's so much,
and there are a lot of websites that get made that don't actually.
We're probably gonna know about what game Rocksteady's working on. We're super excited about E3.
Rocksteady doesn't do E3 though.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. The last time they announced something at E3 was Arkham VR. We gotta go.
Yeah, right.
And then remember the Scarecrow thing for E3 when it was in the diner. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about the Gore and Invincible and some other stuff that we've been reading, watching, and playing. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Coolest part about it is the fact that I have a pizza pocket in my mouth.
That is not the coolest part about it.